Hello, everybody. My first reaction when Dr. Tui asked me to participate in your interdisciplinary aging program was yes. And my second thought was to look up the phrase on Google. I was a little disappointed. I thought it was something to do with S&M for old folk. COVID-19, how has it impacted my life? It's not an easy question. The more I think about it, the more depressing it gets. I will do my best to give you my thoughts on what has been the strangest 18 months in all of our lives. First, let me say I feel blessed that I'm in a retirement community. I have people around me. I feel sad for seniors living alone in their own homes. COVID must have been quite a burden on those people. COVID has deprived me of personal contact with my friends and family. I saw some of them on FaceTime and Zoom, but it's not the same as being with them. I miss their hugs. I miss their nearness. I have a friend who describes herself as a professional happiness guru. She advocates that we get or receive 12 hugs each day. And COVID has cheated me out of 6,500 hugs since it's been around. I miss my aquasize class at Acadia Pool. I know my fitness level, balance, and mobility have diminished since the class has stopped. But what I really miss is the social interaction with my classmates, the laughter and fun with my friends there. I miss our visits to the coffee shop after class. Here at Trinity Lodge, the necessary restrictions have curtailed our social activities. No live entertainment in the evenings has had a big impact. Video performances watched from our suite are just not the same. No getting out to our favorite restaurant once a month. No going to concerts or art shows. No trips out to the mountains. There's so much stuff that we're not doing. I miss the hustle and bustle of family visitors, the joyful sounds of young ones excited to be around great-grandma again. I miss the weekly visits of Audrey, the therapy dog. Her presence reduces my blood pressure far more quickly than any prescribed medication. I miss treating my outside friends to dinner at our elegant private dining room or lunch in our cozy bistro. I could go on and on about the things that have disappeared from my life. A couple of years ago, I spoke at an event at the U of C. I talked of my resiliency. COVID-19 has revealed another of my traits, stoicism. I am a stoic. Who knew? My first thoughts when COVID came to our city was, if I catch it, it'll do me in. I'll be done like dinner. I was an 87-year-old when the pandemic came to Calgary. I am long past my best before date. I have chronic medical conditions that include COPD. According to our friends in the media, my chances of survival are zero. I thought, so what? What will be, will be. Despite my stoicism, I still felt trepidation after receiving my first COVID test. I remember the relief I felt when I tested negative. Our residents had been placed in our first lockdown. A staff member had tested positive, and 15 of approximately 180 residents also tested positive. Just a couple of them with symptoms, the rest were non-symptomatic. Our management and staff's responses to the outbreak were swift and efficient. All residents confined to our own suites with room service. No visitors, mask wearing and sanitation protocols strictly adhered to. All recreational programs and group activities were cancelled. I was impressed with all the information that was just disseminated to us. I always felt I was in the loop. That first 3 weeks isolation, which came in June, was strange. First, it was a novelty, then it was a nuisance. I tried to establish a daily routine. After breakfast, I would write with a couple of breaks for exercise. Then after lunch, I would read with another break. And then after supper, I would watch TV. My routine always included social media, telephone calls to friends and family. Often during my exercises, I reviewed my state of mind. I gave myself mental checkups. Towards the end of the 3 weeks, my thought processes became a little jumbled. I thought, I'm slightly off. I don't think this is me. Thankfully, the lockdown was lifted and a semblance of normal life was restored. Meals were still delivered to our rooms, but now we had a little outside contact with the world. Residents could walk the halls or the outside perimeter of the property. Social distances and masks made conversing with friends a challenge. Just being in the presence of a fellow resident, even for a short time, was a big improvement to the solitude of my suite. On my walks, I noticed that all the sofas and easy chairs had been removed from the common areas of the lodge. There would be no informal gatherings. And over the next few months, I kept busy. Most of my time was spent at my desktop or my iPad. I was FaceTiming, Zooming, messaging, emailing, or writing speeches. I also wrote a mystery novelette. I've not finished it yet. I'm trying to find a happy ending. In February, I started a monthly newsletter for the residents. In 2019, I was invited to join United Way's Speakers Bureau. I visited corporate boardrooms and various other locations as an impact speaker for the Alzheimer's Society of Calgary, one of the many local organizations that United Way supports. In 2020 and in this year, all my speeches have been or will be virtual from my suite. I did a My Memories program on my Facebook page. I scanned old pictures, added some text and published them. In retrospect, I was fortunate to have kept busy throughout our confinement. We had our second shots of vaccine in early April and restrictions have eased to a degree. Eating in the dining room, one person at a table initially, then in cohorts of 2 or 3. It felt so good to hear laughter and conversation again. My friends and I have resumed our walks on the footpaths around Glenmore Reservoir. We can see our Rockies again. What a huge boost for our mental wellness. I believe that COVID has affected my decision-making. In the latter part of last year, I decided to stop driving. I gave myself so many reasons why I was doing the right thing. My worsening spinal stenosis might cause me to have an accident. My insurance was due for a renewal. I was only using my car for medical appointments. Uber and cabs are available. The economics of owning a car did not make sense. The list went on. I still don't know if I made the right decision. In my heart, I feel that I did, but I still second guess myself. I'm going to end on a dramatic note, something to make you think. Although I did not have COVID, I believe it has stolen a large percentage of what is left of my life. Necessary restrictions have accelerated the deterioration of my ancient body. It has not allowed me to maintain fitness of mind or body that is necessary for a long life. I need to revise my end of life plan. Originally, I planned to live to be 100 and then be shot by a jealous husband. Yes, my weird sense of humor has kept me upbeat. Thank you, Anne, for allowing me to make this presentation, and thank you everyone for listening.